The Golden State Warriors have sent shockwaves through the NBA, and if you haven't been paying attention, now is the time. A team that once seemed like it was slipping from contention has suddenly transformed into a terrifying powerhouse. And at the center of it all is a move that might go down as one of the most impactful trades in recent history. The addition of Jimmy Butler has completely altered the landscape of the Western Conference, and the ripple effects are being felt across the entire league. If you thought the Warriors dynasty was over, think again. This team isn't just back. They might be better than ever. It's not just about wins and losses, although those numbers speak volumes. Since Butler's arrival, Golden State has gone 10-1, an incredible run that has turned doubters into believers. But the real story isn't just the record, it's how this team is playing. The version of the Warriors that took the floor earlier this season, struggling to find consistency, lacking energy, and looking like a shadow of their former selves, is gone. What we are witnessing now is something completely different. This is a Warriors team that is faster, stronger, and more dynamic than it has been in years. And at the heart of it all, a re-energized Stephen Curry. For years, Curry has carried the Warriors on his back, shouldering an enormous offensive load while constantly being swarmed by defenders. But something has changed. With Butler in the mix, Curry is seeing the floor like never before. The defensive pressure that once suffocated him has been lifted, allowing him to play with a level of freedom we haven't seen in a long time. He's averaging over 30 points per game, dishing out nearly 6 assists, and pulling down 4 rebounds a night. But more than the stats, it's the way he's playing. He looks looser, more confident, and absolutely lethal. For the first time in years, defenses have to pick their poison. Do they double-team Curry and leave Butler open, or do they respect Butler and risk letting Curry torch them from deep? The difference is undeniable. Watch Curry now, and you'll see something you haven't in years: isolations. The Warriors' offensive system has never been built around isolations, but with Butler demanding attention, Curry is finally getting one-on-one opportunities again. Against elite defenders, he's creating space, knocking down ridiculous step-back threes, and making defenses pay in ways we haven't seen since the peak of his MVP years. And don't just take our word for it. Curry himself has admitted that Butler's presence has given him a new sense of freedom on the floor. If Curry is getting easier shots, if he's getting better looks, if he's playing with more energy, then the rest of the league is in serious trouble. But Butler's impact isn't just about how he's helping Curry, it's about how he's transformed the entire Warriors roster. Look no further than Gui Santos, a name that wasn't on anyone's radar before this season, but is quickly becoming an integral part of Golden State's success. In a team filled with superstar talent and young lottery picks, it would have been easy for a player like Santos to fade into the background. But that hasn't happened. Instead, he has emerged as an essential role player, making smart plays, crashing the offensive glass, and finding ways to contribute in every game. His chemistry with Curry is already evident, knowing exactly when to feed him the ball and how to move without disrupting the flow of the offense. These are the kinds of players that make championship teams. And speaking of championship DNA, let's talk about Butler. The world has seen what he can do in the playoffs. He's a player built for big moments, a competitor who thrives under pressure. Since arriving in Golden State, he's done exactly what was expected: defense, shot creation, playmaking, leadership. But what's really terrifying for the rest of the NBA is what we're starting to see now. Butler isn't just complimenting Curry, he's taking over games himself. Against Brooklyn and Detroit, he showed exactly why he might be the missing piece in Golden State's title aspirations. When Curry was struggling, Butler stepped up, carrying the offense, scoring at will, and proving that he can be the dominant force this team needs when their star takes a breather. That has always been the Warriors' Achilles heel. What happens when Curry goes to the bench? In years past, the answer was disaster. But now, with Butler running the show, the Warriors are as dangerous without Curry as they are with him. What makes Butler's presence even more impactful is the way he gets to the free throw line. This is a skill that cannot be overstated. Every great team needs someone who can slow the game down, control the pace, and rack up points at the line. Butler has brought that ability to Golden State, and the effect has been contagious. Suddenly, Curry is getting to the line more. The entire team is benefiting from Butler's aggressive style of play. And when you give a team as efficient as the Warriors more free throw opportunities, it becomes nearly impossible to stop them. If there's one play that encapsulates everything about this new-look Warriors team, it's the third quarter against Detroit. Butler was unstoppable, dropping 15 points on just 7 shots, knocking down threes, attacking the rim, getting to the line, and making the defense look helpless. Then, in the fourth quarter, the roles reversed. Just as Butler dominated the third, Curry took over in the fourth, scoring 13 points and sealing the victory. This is the kind of 1-2 punch that wins championships. If this pattern continues, Butler taking over when Curry needs a break, Curry finishing teams off in crunch time, then the rest of the league is in deep trouble. And it's not just the stars who are stepping up. Moses Moody is another player who has benefited from Butler's arrival, particularly on the defensive end. He's become the Warriors' go-to option for shutting down elite guards, using his length and defensive instincts to make life miserable for opponents. He's making hustle plays, grabbing crucial steals, and proving that he can be the defensive stopper this team needs. Against Detroit, his late-game steal on Cade Cunningham was the perfect example of how locked in he is right now. When you add a defender like Moody to a team that already has Butler and Draymond Green, suddenly you have a defensive unit that can cause havoc for any opponent. With every game that passes, the Warriors are looking more like a championship team. What was once a team on the decline has suddenly become the most dangerous squad in the league. The pieces are falling into place, the chemistry is building, and the results speak for themselves. This isn't just another good stretch of games, this is something real. The NBA had counted the Warriors out. The dynasty was supposed to be over. But with Butler in the mix, with Curry playing like an MVP again, with role players stepping up and thriving, this team has completely rewritten the script. The NBA officially has a Golden State Warriors problem. And if this trend continues, it might already be too late for the rest of the league to stop them. If you love watching game-changing moments, legendary performances, and the rise of the Golden State Warriors back to dominance, then don't miss out. Hit that like button if you think Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler are about to shake up the NBA. And if you want to stay ahead of all the latest updates, subscribe now. More insane highlights, deep dives, and breaking news coming your way. Don't miss it. Hatch Dub Nation NBA.